Okay, hey everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Amendments 4, 5, and 6. Whenever discussing the Amendments 4, 5, and 6, always are clumped together because they have to deal with the rights of the accused. So if you ever get in trouble with the law and you've been accused of committing a crime, Amendments 4, 5, and 6 are going to apply to you as you move through the legal process. So the first one is Amendment 4. Let's see if I can get this on here correctly. There we go. Okay, so Amendment 4 protects you from the government or the police from doing what's called an illegal search and seizure. The police need one of two things to search you, your car, your home, whatever the case might be. So the first is called probable cause. So, for example, if they're going to your house or they're walking by your house and they hear a gunshot, they think, oh, there's probably a crime being committed, something's wrong. They're going to be able to go into the house. They don't need the second thing was called a warrant to go in. So a warrant is a form that the police get signed by a judge where they'll do a lot of investigating and basically show all of the reasons that they feel that they should search somebody's house. So the warrant takes time, and probable cause is where they just know that something is going on and maybe they don't have time to get a warrant. So that is Amendment 4. This protects you from the police illegally searching, and seizing means taking. Okay, so they can't do that. They have to have a probable cause or a warrant to do that. Okay, so moving on to Amendment 5. So if you say are pulled over by the police and they do have probable cause to search your car because maybe they smelled alcohol or something like that, and now you're kind of getting more in trouble and you're moving through the process. Amendment 5 comes into play where you have the right to what's called due process, meaning you have the right to your day in court. They just can't throw you in jail without having a trial and so forth. The other part of the Fifth Amendment that you're probably more familiar with is maybe in a TV show or a movie where you hear somebody accused of a crime say, "I plead the fifth." And or you've heard the police say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And then the person says, "No, no, no, I plead the fifth." So what that means is that you do not have to answer the police's questions because you're afraid maybe that what you're going to say would make you appear guilty. And so you can say, "I plead the fifth." So the Fifth Amendment has several different parts to it, but those are the biggies that you basically have the right to process. Okay, they just can't throw you in jail, and then you have the right to remain silent. Okay, we're almost done. Amendment 6. So this specifically has to do with what kind of trial you are going to have. And a trial is when you're in the courtroom and there are lawyers involved, there's a judge and there's a jury. The jury is 12 people that are selected, and they'll hear all the testimonies, all the arguments, they'll see all the evidence, and they will be the ones making the decision about your guilt or innocence. So the first part of the Sixth Amendment is that you have the right to a jury, that a group of 12 people that are supposed to be neutral and unbiased are going to, as I said earlier, just hear the testimony, hear all the evidence, and decide guilt or innocence. The second part of the Sixth Amendment has to do with a speedy trial. And that typically means that your trial is going to be within a decent time from when you were accused of the crime. And it's usually within 30 days. The lawyers need time to prepare their cases, but they can't like let you sit in jail for 5 years until your trial. So you have a jury trial and a speedy trial. Along with that is that the last part is that you have the right to a lawyer. And as you've probably heard, if you can't afford one will be appointed for you. Now that person is called a public defender, and they have a lot of cases to deal with. If you can afford a lawyer, it is much better to get a lawyer who you're hiring, and they will do a better job. And that is it for Amendments 4, 5, and 6.